What's up, movie nerds and basketball geeks? Welcome back to Movie Ball. It's been a pretty fucking long time since I made a video. There's no need to curse there, but I did. So now we're just gonna have to move past it. But yeah, it's been a long time since I made a video, and I've kind of been just going back and forth, wrestling with the idea of how much I really want to care about my YouTube, how serious I want to take it. And I was doing 2 to 3 videos a week, and it would become exhausting doing, all the editing and the writing for the notes and the recording, and then just making the YouTube thumbnails and creating a social awareness of my whole channel. It was a grind, and it was kind of, running me into the ground. I didn't want to overwork myself, and with everything else going on in my life too, as much as a straight white male can handle, I was just like, maybe I should take it easy. So I'm not sure where my YouTube's going to be in a month, if in a month I will be making videos every day, or if this could be quite possibly my last video. All I know is that I enjoy making these videos. These are my two hobbies, my biggest passions, movies and basketball. Obviously, I love talking about them. So, if there's inspiration for a video, or there's some stuff I really want to talk about and get out there, then I'll make the videos. If not, so be it. Who cares, right? Who cares anyway? No one was watching or subscribing or liking anyway, so... But now with that little intro out of the way that nobody asked about or cared for, I would love to talk about my Blu-ray collection. This is something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to make a Blu-ray collection video because even back before I had a YouTube channel, back before I was even in college, I was in high school watching like Chris Stuckman and John Flick, the Flickinger, the Flick Pick, and all these people on YouTube just presenting their entire Blu-ray collections. And I've always, as a movie fan, as a movie nerd, it's something I've always loved to see, even with movies I don't like in people's collections or movies I've never heard of. That's what makes it all the more exciting. Everyone's got different collections and tastes, and that's what makes it so fun to me because I'm a nerd. Normally, if you type in Blu-ray collection video on YouTube, you're going to get people with like 700 plus titles in their collection, and that's crazy. And maybe one day I will be there, but for now I have about 300 plus, so not as much, but it's still quite a bit, so you're going to have to strap in roller coaster or something. Whoa. Just a few pointers, tips, or guidelines. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Before I start my video, I'm not gonna have every movie that you want in my collection. It's my collection. So if you don't see the Star Wars trilogy, prequel, original, sequel, or The Matrix, or something that's like universally acclaimed as a classic that everyone loves, either I just don't have those movies yet, or I don't care about them and don't like them. So everyone's collection is different. You're gonna notice in my collection that my favorite genre, if I haven't said this a million times on my channel, is the comedy genre. So you're gonna see a lot of movies in here that most people probably wouldn't have in their collection because I'm a comedy fan. So I've got a lot of good ones, bad ones, ones that I think are good that most people don't think are good, and other movies in here that are not comedies that other people might not like. But hey, that's what it is. That's what it's about. This is my collection. So let's get the ball rolling. Alright, so kicking it off in alphabetical order, we've got 8 Mile, Clarence Parents Have a Real Good Marriage, 10 Cloverfield Lane, 21 and Over. This is a movie you probably will not find in most people's collections, but it came out during that wave of raunchy R-rated frat boy type comedies, and I can see why people might not like this movie because it's one of the lesser versions of that concept, but I think it provides enough laughs, and it's a good time for me, and I was young when it came out, so I was in high school, so it was fun. Obviously, I can't talk about every movie in here because there's a million of them, and that would take probably 5 decades, so let's just keep the ball rolling. 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, the greatest comedy sequel of all time, one of the best comedies of all time. I do think it's better than the original one, although the original one is still great. 50-50, 500 Days of Summer, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. This was like $4 or whatever when I got it. And, it's not a great movie, but it is like kind of a cheesy, fun little guilty pleasure of mine that it's easy to watch, so not a big deal there. American Made with Tom Cruise. Underrated, overlooked movie. No one really talks about that film. Then we've got the American Pie Collection, the 4 theatrical releases, that is. I like all these movies. I actually think American Reunion is the funniest one out of the 4 of them. Then we've got the Anaconda Quadrilogy. This is not an American release, so I think this is like a European release or a UK release or something. Not great movies, but I'm a sucker for creature features, and Anaconda was like my first R-rated film when I was a young kid. It was a movie I watched a lot, so I definitely had to pick that up. Then we've got Anchorman and Anchorman 2. I actually prefer Anchorman 2. I think Anchorman's probably a better movie, but Anchorman 2 is just funnier to me. Then we've got Ant-Man, a really cool Blu-ray 3D cover. I don't have Ant-Man and the Wasp yet. I need to pick that up. Also, I'm not going to have every movie in the MCU just because I want to be a completionist and collect every movie in the MCU. Like, I will never own the first Thor. It's just never going to happen. Argo, Arthur Christmas, underlooked, underrated, whatever you want to call it. Christmas film, good family film, good time. Avatar, the cool, big, with all the fucking features and whatnot, whatever you want to call it. The Avengers, Avengers Age of Ultron, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, Avengers Baby Driver. I thought that would be funny, but it's coming out of my mouth. It's not funny. Baby Driver, great film. What is this? Oh, Back to the Future trilogy. I have never seen these movies, actually. My friend just got this for me because he knows I love movies and I love my Blu-rays, and they're classics. I need to watch them, I know. So I'm happy to have it because it's a really cool package, for sure. Then we've got Bad Words, another overlooked, underseen comedy. Movie's very funny, Jason Bateman. The Big Sick, very delightful, sweet romantic comedy. The Birdcage. Birdman. Black Klansman. Black Swan. Blades of Glory, right? Yeah, okay. Didn't want to mess that up. And Blockers. Bohemian Rhapsody, definitely a film that could have been better, but it was still quite enjoyable, especially if you love Queen. Bolt in 3D, came with our 3D TV from literally 10 years ago now. I think it's okay. Bowfinger. The Cabin in the Woods, everyone loves that horror comedy. The Campaign. Captain America Civil War, the only Captain America film I own. I don't think the first one's that great, but I haven't seen it since I first saw it, and I need to get the second one because that one's great too. Captain Underpants, underseen, pretty funny. Central Intelligence. The Change Up. I think this movie's hilarious. First, you got good chemistry and a great duo in Ryan Reynolds and Jason Bateman, and they switch. So, what you expect from Jason Bateman, you get Ryan Reynolds. And what you expect from Ryan Reynolds, you get Jason Bateman. So it's pretty funny, and Olivia Wilde gets naked in it, so that's nice. Child's Play, the remake, and the one that I think is actually better, the one that came out in 2019. It's fun. It's a fun movie. I enjoy it a lot. What is this? A Christmas Story. My favorite Christmas movie of all time. Chronicle. The Conjuring. And The Conjuring 2. I think The Conjuring 2 is better. I'm excited for The Conjuring 3 this year. Crank. This movie is crazy. If you love just like crazy action movies, this is it. They also made a sequel, which is also really batshit, but I only have the first one. The Crazies. Fun remake. Crazy Stupid Love, one of my favorite romantic comedies of all time. Cyrus. Daddy's Home, pretty funny. The sequel is terrible though. Oh shit, my The Dark Knight trilogy. This is really cool. Everyone's got like a bunch of different packs for, their Dark Knight movies and everything. But this one, I remember when it came out, it was like not even $30, and this is right when The Dark Knight Rises came out, so it was like pretty cool. I actually think Batman Begins is ass. I think that movie's boring as shit. But The Dark Knight is obviously amazing, and The Dark Knight Rises is also really great. Deadpool. Deadpool 2. Deck the Halls. You probably won't see this movie in anyone else's collection either, but you know what? I remember seeing this movie with my dad around the holiday time when I was in like 4th or 5th grade, and we were laughing, so it's nostalgic for me, and I thought it was pretty funny. And a steelbook of The Departed. Fucking firefighters. Next up, we have The Dictator. I mean, look at that. Look at that. I'll zoom in on that. Yeah, look at that. I'm stroke it for you. There used to be so much more hair, but a lot of it just keeps falling off because there's so much of it. But this movie's hilarious. There is some of like 3 or 4 of the funniest scenes I've ever seen in a film in this movie. The Disaster Artist. District 9, the first Blu-ray I ever got, so thank you to whoever got it for me. Disturbia. Django Unchained. Django! This movie was this Dodgeball. If you dodge a wrench, you could dodge a fucking Blu-ray. Don John. My girls, my ride, my family, my body, my boys, my car, my porn. Don't Breathe. Dread. I really wanted a sequel to this because this movie's really cool, but it's not going to happen. Drill Bit Taylor. This movie gets a lot of shit. I think it's pretty funny. good little PG-13 comedy. Dude, Where's My Car? Classic stoner comedy. Due Date, pretty funny. You got Robert Downey Jr. and Zach Galifianakis. Good little pairing. Early Man. My girlfriend actually found this in a garbage can. So, I don't know if that's a commentary on the movie or not. I haven't seen it, but I guess I'll watch it at some point. But yeah, found it in a garbage can. So, Edge of Tomorrow. Absolutely love this movie. Oh, fuck. My pile. Ed TV. Pretty funny. Not as good as The Truman Show, but it is underrated, I think. Next, we got Eight Below with Paul Walker. Is that Paul Walker? Yeah. Next, we have Entourage. This movie and this series get a lot of shit these days. It's just like, like a frat star type show. And while it is that, I mean, everyone loved this show back in the day, and I think the movie is a great follow-up if you like the show. Better conclusion than the 8th season was. Very, very funny. I love this movie. The Evil Dead, the original Steelbook, the only one I have, and the only one I've seen. I haven't seen the sequels. Next, we have The Exorcist. I swear, that is scary looking. It's freaky, bro. Exorcist is scary. The Expendables 2, don't have the first or third one, just randomly the second one. Extract, pretty funny film. Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, the only Fast movie I own. I got it at Dollar Tree for $1, and yeah. The Fault in Our Stars. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, classic. And, I'm not gonna say the name of it, right? Let's get over my fuck life. Was that cool? No. I'm drinking an orange vanilla Coke. How could it be cool? Let's keep going. What do we got? The Fighter. Finding Nemo, classic. Finding Dory didn't need to be made. It's kind of pointless, but it's still an enjoyable film, but definitely didn't need to be made. Fist Fight, this movie's hilarious. I love Charlie Day and Ice Cube together. It's really funny. Flight, my favorite Denzel Washington performance. Flushed Away, underrated, underseen film. One of my favorite DreamWorks animation movies. Just Hugh Jackman plays a rat that gets flushed down a toilet, so that's all you need to know about that. Forrest Gump, of course. That is Forrest Gump, right? Yeah. I just don't want to, these are upside down to keep them in alphabetical order. So if I say the wrong thing, I'm guessing from the back. So that would make me stupid, I guess. This is The Founder. So you didn't even have to look at the front. McDonald's. Freebirds. Very funny. Friends with Benefits. Fright Night 3D. Fruitvale Station. Funny People. Get Hard. Get Him to the Greek. Super funny. Get Out. Get Smart. And the Ghostbusters Digibook 1 and 2. Really cool little pack. Haven't seen Ghostbusters 2 since I was 5, so gotta watch that again. And Ghostbusters 2016. I think this movie is really funny. It is annoyingly filled with a bunch of cameos and references to the original films, and it gets pretty annoying, but when they ignore that and just kind of make the same exact movie, but with women, that's not the problem. It's just that all the cameos are annoying, but I think this movie's pretty funny when it's trying to be funny, so that's what matters to me. The Godfather. Gone Girl. Fucking love that shit. Good Boys, my one of my most recent purchases. This movie's hilarious. It's getting compared to Booksmart a lot. A lot of people say that is the best comedy of the year, and it's the most original and freshest and everything. And I like Booksmart, and it's probably the better overall movie and structure of a film. But Good Boys, for your money, for the most laughs. I mean, it's a laugh a minute. This movie is hilarious. From the word go, it doesn't stop. Good Will Hunting. It's not your fault. The Goonies, Steelbook. Goosebumps, fun family film, nice nostalgia trip. Green Lantern. Gremlins. Grown Ups, fun guilty pleasure. Grown Ups 2, I think it's funnier than Grown Ups 1. I think this movie is so stupidly funny. I mean, Adam Sandler knows how to do that, okay? Guardians of the Galaxy. And the better movie, in my opinion, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, one of my favorite MCU films. Hacksaw Ridge, great war film. Hall Pass, another one of those frat boy R-rated raunchy comedies that came out during that wave of an insane amount of like R-rated adult comedies like 21 and over, and I think this movie is really funny. It's got a stupid premise. I mean, the whole idea of it is just to get characters in wacky and raunchy scenarios. I mean, the idea is 1 week off of marriage. Like, what? That's so stupid, but it works. Fairley Brothers film. I think the laughs are there, and there's plenty of them. The Hangover, one of the greatest comedies of all time. And then The Hangover 2, one of the worst comedies of all time. And then The Hangover 3, I actually enjoy quite a bit. It's not the same thing over again. The characters are there. It's fun. Okay, we're fucking getting there. Probably about halfway through now. So, Happy Feet. Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, and Harold and Kumar escape from Guantanamo Bay. I think the sequel is hilarious. And Harold and Kumar, a 3D Christmas. Very fun Christmas film. The Harry Potter 8-film collection. This, you might notice it's not even opened. I promised someone I would watch this with them, like, all in a day or a weekend, and I just never got around to that, so I just haven't opened it yet. So, maybe one day. The Heat, Hereditary, The Hills Have Eyes collection. I don't like how it says collection because there's 2 films in it, and it's not like a box set. It's just 2 Blu-rays in there. It's The Hills Have Eyes, the 2006 one, and the sequel to it. I haven't seen the sequel yet, but I did like the 2006 version. This is Hitch, very funny Will Smith romantic comedy. The Hitman's Bodyguard, Horrible Bosses, one of my favorite comedies of all time, and Horrible Bosses 2, a superior sequel. I think it's absolutely hilarious. Came out the same year as 22 Jump Street, though, so not the best comedy sequel of that year, but I think it's underlooked and underrated for sure. Horton Hears a Who. I haven't seen this since I was like a kid, and my ex-girlfriend got this for me, so, you know, thanks, bitch. She was nice. We just, you know, we broke up. Things happen. Hot Tub Time Machine, male or fucking female. One of my favorite comedies of all time. The House, not bad, good cast, but it's okay. This is, what the fuck is this? I Am Legend, love this movie. Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs, the only Ice Age film I have. 4 and 5 suck. 1 and 2 and 3, that original trilogy of Ice Age films, I actually think is pretty good. The third one is my favorite, so I'm going to get those first two at some point. My favorite movie of 2011, The Ides of March. This is a really nice, tight, fun, I don't know if fun is the right word, but exciting political thriller. You know, especially back in 2011 when I was in like high school, I didn't know shit about politics. You don't have to watch this movie. Really, really good film. Inception. Inside Out, my favorite Pixar film. Insidious. Insidious Chapter 2. Not Insidious 3 or 4 because those suck. The Interview. I hate us because they hate us. This is iRobot. Iron Man. Iron Man 2. And Iron Man 3. I think they're all pretty solid. I don't think any of them are great either. So that includes the first Iron Man. The 2017 version of It with this cool lenticular cover. I don't know if you can see him going in and out of that balloon there, but I might get it Chapter 2. I don't know. It kind of sucks. Kind of has some good parts, but It Comes at Night. Very good. Jackass 3, just a must-own on Blu-ray. Very fun film, though. Jack Reacher, underrated movie. Jeepers Creepers. Joker with this cool Target exclusive cover as well. My most recent purchase, just got this a couple days ago. Really cool cover. Good movie too. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. Hilarious, hilarious film. The sequel sucks. Jungle Book. My favorite franchise of all time, Jurassic Park. I could just watch these movies all day when I was a kid, when I was like 5, 6, 7 years old. The third one used to be my favorite one, which clearly speaks to how children are stupid. But awesome movies, and Jurassic World. I will not be getting Fallen Kingdom because that movie is dog shit. Then I say a movie's dog shit, and then I pick up Just Go With It with Adam Sandler. But this movie is really funny. I think him and Jennifer Aniston have good chemistry. Fuck, I said it. Kick-Ass, one of my favorite movies of all time, and Kick-Ass 2, not as good, but a decent enough follow-up. Killer Joe, Matthew McConaughey makes a woman give a chicken wing a blowjob in this film, so that tells you all you need to know about that. Kingsman, The Golden Circle. I like this more than The Secret Service, actually. I don't have The Secret Service, but I do think it's better. Kong Skull Island, really fun action film. Krampus, fun little dark comedy horror film. Kung Fu Panda 2, my favorite entry in the Kung Fu Panda series. Don't have the others. Last Action Hero. I just thought this cover was so cool. Like, look at that. It's like disguised as like a VHS because it's like a 90s film, old school film, and it's got like that packaging. It's a Blu-ray, obviously, but like, yeah. So that's my explanation. The Lego Movie. The Lego Movie 2. Very funny, underrated. Lego Batman movie, and also underrated Lego Ninjago movie. Yes, I have all the theatrical Lego movies. I think they're all pretty funny and just fun. Liar Liar, my favorite Jim Carrey movie. This is what? Life? Decent film. Decent film. Pretty predictable, but Lights Out. This is Lion. Good. Long Shot. Pretty funny. Nice romantic comedy. And one of my favorite movies of all time, Looper. Lucy. The Madagascar Trilogy. Penguins of Madagascar. Pretty funny spinoff. Man of Steel. I think this movie is actually very good. Masterminds. Mean Girls, the cool little pink cover, because, Wednesdays we wear pink. Memento, my favorite movie of all time. Just such a thrilling, interesting masterpiece. There's no movie like this film. The Men in Black trilogy, I like all three of them, but International is dog shit. Midsummer, got a lot of issues with it. Million Ways to Die in the West, not that funny either. Really wanted to love this movie, but I like Seth MacFarlane, so what the hell. Minority Report, really good Steven Spielberg film. Moana. Moneyball. Monsters, Inc. And no, I do not have Monsters University. I think it's a pretty mediocre follow-up, but Monsters, Inc. is a classic. The Mule. Neighbors. And Neighbors 2. I think Neighbors 2 is actually vastly much funnier than Neighbors 1. And another one of those like VHS 90s little cover things. The New Kids, I actually haven't seen this. I blind bought it, and I have no idea what this movie's really about, but it just seemed cool because of the cover, and I was like, fuck it, it was cheap, so that's The New Kids. The Nice Guys, my favorite movie from 2016, really cool pairing. Night at the Museum. The Night Before. Nightcrawler. Nonstop. Oblivion. Observe and Report, basically the really crazy R-rated dark version of Paul Blart Mall Cop. Was this Oculus? Yeah, Oculus. Really, I didn't like this movie when I first saw it, and then I rewatched it like about a year or two ago. I thought it was really interesting. So I don't know. That's the power of rewatching movies you don't always like. You get a different opinion, different take on it, and now I own it on Blu-ray. The Other Guys, it'd be cool if they made a sequel to this. Overlord, really cool zombie war film, really fun. And Over the Hedge, one of my favorite nostalgic DreamWorks animation films, saw when I was in like 4th grade, and yeah. Pacific Rim. Pain and Gain, love this movie. Paper Towns, I didn't know what this was at first because it was another movie I got from Dollar Tree for $1. My mom got it for me for $1. So, I haven't watched it yet, maybe I will at some point. Paranormal Activity. Paranormal Activity 2. Paranormal Activity 3, Paranormal Activity 4, and Paranormal Activity 6. I do not have the 5th one. A lot of you out there are probably like, what? There's 6 Paranormal Activities? Yes, and I think they were making a remake, something. I love this franchise. Paranormal Activity is the scariest movie I've ever seen in my life. A lot of people do not agree with that statement, but hey, this franchise, I think it's a lot of fun. It resonates with me. The first 3 are really good. After that, they kind of go downhill. Noticeably, but I still enjoy them. I'm a sucker for them, so I will get the 5th one at some point. Patriots Day. Paul, kind of like the R-rated version of, or it is R-rated. Ted is R-rated. It's the alien version of Ted, is what I meant to say. Peanuts movie, very sweet and charming. Pineapple Express, dopest dope I ever smoked. Hands down, dopest dope I ever smoked. Piranha. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, classic. Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping. Fucked Bin Laden. If you've seen the movie, you understand. Predator. Project X, one of the most fun, batshit crazy party movies there is. A lot of people don't like it, but you know what? As a high school teenage party comedy, it works for what it's supposed to do. Puss in Boots. Quarantine, I just totally blanked on what the fuck that was. A Quiet Place, excited for the sequel coming out in a couple months. Rain Man. Ready Player One. Rise of the Guardians. Overlooked DreamWorks film. I thought this was a pretty fun, nice visual style to it as well. Good movie. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and War for the Planet of the Apes. This would be an amazing trilogy if I liked the conclusion more. I know a lot of people thought it was a very satisfying ending, but for me, I really did want more of that war, more of an action climax, and while there was some, it was a little too slow for me, but I enjoyed it. RoboCop, the remake from 2014, another Dollar Tree buy, so haven't even watched it yet. Robots. Role Models. RV, The Sandlot. It doesn't matter who you are. This is like a childhood classic to everyone. You could be 90 years old, childhood classic. You could be my age, childhood classic. You could be 5, be like, oh my god, it's a childhood classic. Somehow, everyone, this is just a childhood classic. Sausage Party. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, one of my favorite movies of all time. You made me swallow my gum. Searching, really cool film. Secret Life of Walter Mitty, and Shazam. She's Out of My League, the movie that's based on a true story about my life. Shrek, the whole story, all 4 Shrek movies. I like all of them except the third one. I think the fourth one was pretty fun. The third one is pretty shitty, but overall I think it's a pretty good franchise. Silver Linings Playbook, one of the best romantic comedies of all time. The Simpsons movie. Sinister. The Sitter, another one of those, R-rated comedies that came out during that wave of, like, just making R-rated comedies all the time. And Jonah Hill, The Sitter, I had fun with this one. The Social Network, one of my favorite movies of the 2010s of last decade. Such a brilliant film. Sorry to Bother You. Source Code, really cool film. Southpaw. The Space Jam Steelbook. Cannot wait for Space Jam 2. Obviously, as a movie nerd and a basketball geek here on Movie Ball, that is just like the dream film. So I just cannot fucking wait. The Spectacular Now. Really nice high school film. Then we get into the Spider-Man films. The Spider-Man original trilogy. All of them are good, except the third one. So 2 of them are good. So Spider-Man 1 and 2, really fun. Spider-Man 3. Amazing Spider-Man. Not bad. Better than the third one. The Amazing Spider-Man 2, my favorite Spider-Man movie of all time. I'm not kidding. Spider-Man Homecoming, really good. And Spider-Man Far From Home, also a nice sequel. And then Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, everyone knows is just a visually stylish, awesome film. Really fun. SpongeBob SquarePants movie, don't like the second one, like the Sponge Out of Water one. And then there's the third one that's coming out this year. We'll see what that one's about, but this, as far as the SpongeBob movies go, this is hilarious. I was also a kid when that one came out, so, take what you will with that. A Star is Born. Step Brothers. Failures. I want a sequel to this. So goddamn bad. One of the best comedies ever. What is this? Straight Outta Compton. Crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube. Strangerland. I think my mom also got this for me from Dollar Tree for $1. Obviously, I'm not gonna keep saying from $1 if they're from Dollar Tree. It's obvious. But yeah, I haven't watched it, so I don't know. Nicole Kidman's in it, so she acts. Super 8. Oh, huge stack just fell over. Superbad, my favorite comedy of all time. A lot of people say it hasn't aged well, but I don't know, man. I don't think there's a problem with it, really. I can understand some things here and there, but I think this movie is just, and will always be very relatable to me, and just very, very hysterical. Super Troopers 2. Work at a movie theater, and we sometimes have promotional movies that we just get, like, to hand out, and this was in the office, so I just took it. And I haven't seen the original. You would think I would because I love comedies, and this is a comedy sequel, which I also seem to be pretty fond of, but I have not seen it yet. I will watch it at some point. Just gotta watch the first one. Tag. Very funny as well. Take Me Home Tonight. Taken. Do not have the others, but I don't mind getting Taken too, because that movie is so fucking stupidly bad, but it's fun. Talladega Nights. That's Talladega Nights, yeah. Ted and Ted 2. Don't think Ted 2 is bad, but definitely not as good as the first Ted. All right, we're at the last two piles now. Bear with me. Also, bear with me. I just somehow got a cold in the middle of like me talking, so like my nose is very stuffed up and mucusy, and this is not. I'm not about to like take a shit and wipe my ass. I'm just, these are the only tissues I got down here, so can't really get anything out. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I didn't grow up with those Ninja Turtle movies, so it was a little 6 years or so before my time. So I didn't really get into them that much. That one's okay. Then the remake in 2014, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I actually enjoyed a decent amount. Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans. I haven't seen this yet, but I picked it up on Black Friday for like $7. It was new, and I like the Teen Titans. I watched the series when I was a kid, so I just thought, what the hell? Sometimes you gotta take a fucking chance. That's my boy. One of my favorite comedies of all time. I'm not kidding you. This movie is it's just, oh my god. I want there to be one of those Sandler Netflix originals that he's like tied to Netflix to make all those movies. I want there to be a sequel to this called That's My Grand Boy. Oh my god, this movie is just insane. It is so bad, but it's so good. I love this movie. There's Something About Mary. Started like the raunchy R-rated comedy, right? The Thing, amazing. This is 40, good kind of sequel, spin-off, not a sequel, but a spin-off of Knocked Up. Michael Jackson's This Is It. Haven't watched it. Came with our 3D TV. Probably won't watch it now because, it really is it for Michael Jackson. This is The End, one of the greatest comedies of the 2010s. This Means War. Thor Ragnarok, the only Thor movie I will ever own. Well, that's not true. Thor 4 could be really good, and I might own that. But I will not own Thor 1 or Thor 2. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Have not seen it yet, but it was another one of those promotional movies that we have at my work, like Super Troopers 2. I will watch it at some point. Total Recall, the original. Tower Heist. The Town, Ben Affleck. Don't know why I said his name. He's in it. Yeah, he directed it. The Toy Story Trilogy. This was a European UK release. I don't know if there was an American release of Toy Story, like a bundle for the trilogy, but I know if there was, it would definitely be expensive as hell. This was only not even $30. It was like $27 for all 3, so I'm happy with that. I will get Toy Story 4 at some point. Transformers, Dark of the Moon. Say what you will about the Transformers movies. Say what you will about this one. Transformers Dark of the Moon is a masterpiece of action. It's just a Michael Bay, a master of his craft on display in that. And then you have Transformers 4, Age of Extinction. Not as good. Not very good, but I had enough fun with it. It's not a good movie, but I enjoy it. Oh, fuck, I hate when my piles fall. Tropic Thunder. I love this movie. I need to get... If anyone knows if there's like a theatrical version of Tropic Thunder on Blu-ray, please tell me, because I do not like the unrated director's cut version, and it's the only version on this Blu-ray. They don't have the theatrical on here. So I still have the DVD on my shelf, because I need to watch the original, and that one's just better than the director's cut. Turbo. Upgrade. I love this movie. Us. Vacation, the 2015 one. Not the Vacation most people probably have in their collection, but I didn't grow up with the Vacation movies. I think this one's funny. Venom. Vice. Oh. A Walk Among the Tombstones. A very nice and gritty... Well, nice and gritty don't really go together, but nice in the term that, like, it's a good film. Liam Neeson film. Very dark and edgy, and it's like a more gritty version of Taken, kind of. It's not like that, but I don't know. Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, just perfectly lampoons the music biopic genre. What do we have here? WALL-E, one of my favorite Pixar movies. Wanted. War Dogs. Not enough people have seen this movie. Jonah Hill gives his best performance ever. Yes, he's been nominated for an Academy Award twice. Still not as good as his performance. Warm Bodies. Then we've got one last little pile, War of the Worlds on Steelbook. One of my favorite Steven Spielberg movies, actually. I think it's a really cool alien invasion film. Warrior. The Watch. Not bad. Definitely should have been funnier. Waterboy. Wedding Crashers. You sandbagging son of a bitch. We're the Millers. Whiplash. The seat height. That's the problem. So now you've got it, right? Wind River. The Wolf of Wall Street, Wreck-It Ralph. Why is this open? Oh yeah, my fucking case is like just fucked, so that pisses me off. As a Blu-ray collectionist, collector, collection, this is not, I don't like that. And then we've got Ralph Breaks the Internet, the sequel, not that great, but not bad. And Wrong Turn, 1 through 5, I think there's a sixth one. I haven't seen any of these except the third one. I saw it at a sleepover with all my friends in like 8th grade, and we were laughing hysterically at how bad it was. It was so much fun. So I'm excited to like just binge watch all these one day. And my last two movies, X-Men First Class. I don't have any other X-Men movies. It's the only X-Men movie I've seen, so don't even ask. And then Zombieland. I will get Zombieland double tap because I love the Zombieland franchise. Hope there's a third one in another 10 years. And fucking yeah. That's my collection. I'm really scared to put all these movies back. That is a lot of work.